Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 206. But before that, like usual, let's talk about 205, the chapter before this. So, I don't think I'm gonna go like, page by page. I think I'm mainly gonna be talking about like what Fire is trying, you know, like, mm, like, you know, just Fire's deal in regards to telling Denji and scolding him. And then what the warning about not doing the same thing is. So I already said this, was it 2 weeks ago? That, just because Fire may be right in some aspects, that doesn't mean that they're right in everything that they're saying to Denji. Like, literally, that whole thing with, like, I made contracts with those with justice in their hands, granting them the ability to transform into the shape of the justice. Like, just because they did that, that caused, like, the biggest, like, I'm talking about, like, biggest in terms of scale, like, tragic things we've seen in the story. And like, we don't even know if it's like, yeah, actually, they do say it. I empathize with their message and took action, which I feel like it's super important that the word that they use is empathize. Because, just because Fire empathized with the twins, that saved them way back, that does not mean that they empathize with each and every person that they've encountered as fake soul, or with the people that they made contracts with in the church. Like, what? Just, like, at the end of the day, well, it is, actually kind of sweet that Fire and the twins created such a strong bond between each other. Just the fact that it was able to be possible, that Fire cares so much about this too, that doesn't mean automatically that Fire cares about other humans like the twins would. It's what I'm trying to get at. At the end of the day, Fire is a devil, And you might say, well, there are other devils like Angel, etc. Violence when he was a fiend, that preferred peace and try and help humanity. But that's still rare, far few in between. If a devil does help a human out of, kindness, that doesn't mean that they now love humanity as a whole. Even Nayuta, who I love with my whole heart, yes, she didn't go out of her way to kill humans, and the only humans she killed was out of self-defense and to try and protect her brother. But, like, even with all the teachings and lessons that Denji tried to put on her. Yes, she did not feel like pleasure on upon killing, but she also didn't feel guilt, which I feel that's the, that's the what you come to expect with most devils. So basically, because of what the twins wanted, I feel like Fire, with their own like mindset of a devil, along with the twins just having their own wrong idea about justice, or rather very close-minded of justice, because just saying wrong doesn't feel appropriate. Plus, they look very young, so that also just influences the way of justice that Fire adopted from them as well. It's just, you gotta take all that into perspective when Fire is admonishing Denji. Just because they've done and said some proper things, that doesn't mean that they're like super caring or the like embodiment of empathy. None of that. Like, if they wanted justice, like proper, then they would not have allied with the church and help them destroy the lives of many people, including Denji's. Like, but I guess it could also be like, oh, I helped the church because the surviving twin wanted revenge, and I knew they would eventually get to you. Not fully sure. But yeah, I'm saying a lot to make the point of like, Fire is a hypocrite, Not to say like I'm dismissing everything they said, of course not. But to take into account like from who these words are coming from. Like, scolding this traumatized teenager like I highly doubt that Fire Devil is even trying to think, in Denji's shoes and why he has the mentality that he has. They're just thinking about the twins because that's who they care about. Same as how Denji has those people like his family that he put priority above everyone else. But yeah, like, okay, so the wording. I'm gonna give you two options. I'm not sure what the two options are. For now, I'm leaning towards like, defeating death or defeating war. Like I said, after everything I just talked about Fire Devil, I do think it's a little... No, it is concerning that after all of that, Denji's first response is to say, "You here to tell me to apologize?" You know, it kind of feels like a little dismissive and like trying to jump into the whole, you know, like, it's not my fault. It's not like I killed him directly. You know, trying to like not feel any guilt and not think about what he did or what he could have done differently. It's just like, oh, you know, it is what it is. Which leads me to Fires. Don't make the same mistake. I think it's gonna be Denji doing things and actually actively trying not to think about the consequences of his own actions. I mean, the prime example of that, outside of, you know, what created Fixo, is that chapter with Asa basically begging for his help, of him, you know, please do something so that Yoru doesn't do all these horrible things that are gonna happen if death is defeated. And he just, you know, chooses to ignore it. And that's definitely, like, I feel Denji's biggest flaw. I mean, that's, you know, that's where the whole thing with power states death came from. Him not wanting to think about anything and just leaving it to someone else. Because he doesn't want to deal with the emotions that would come out of him actively thinking about what he just did and how that affects others. Why? Because, you know, ignorance is bliss. So I'm gonna go with that for now. Also, it is interesting that I'm not sure if he faked it or if he did hear it the first time, but he needed to have Yoru repeat herself about, do you wish to save me? Also, that's so funny. When Yoru was like, yeah, you know, I'll just go and beat a primal devil real soon and then I'll be back. And now she's like, I'm getting my ass beat, please help. Okay, so honestly, I'm actually hoping that Falling's powers do work on Denji, because there could be some really interesting stuff for him to finally confront his grief. Like, Pochita kinda tried with 183, but he kinda came out of it with the wrong conclusion, in my opinion. So let's get started with 206. Titled Chest Woman Apology. Alright. You. He recognized her. It's been a while. Okay, that's the chest part of the title. Chest Woman. Two parts of the title. That's Fallen Devil. She's a devil, you fool. Fallen Devil. That is, I mean, yeah, Denji has seen Falling before, but he did not get distracted at all by her chest during their fight back then. So I think this is a sign of Denji's deteriorating mental health. Okay, just a panel for Falling, not really having a reaction. No one's moving. Denji and Yoru are still like, what do we do? Be my guest. Save her? Okay. What? Why though? You can do anything you like as long as you stay out of my way. I have no desire to fight you two. That's right. Like, Falling didn't go out of her way to fight Yoru. Yoru went out of her way to fight Falling, but Falling wasn't looking for a fight. My job is to plunge mankind into an abyss of terror. Right. Like, that has, from her point of view, it seems like Denji and Yoru don't really have anything to do with that. If anything, she was probably ordered to stay away from them because death sees them as like essential to that goal. And we see a bunch of debris going upward. Full on buildings, actually. A whole page of just buildings going up. Not buildings only. Cars and trucks and what's it called? Like electric poles. We see a bunch of people reacting, looking scared. What the hell? Why you? No, well, he's gonna go and fight her anyway, even though he didn't have to. Denji don't. Oh my god. He's going straight for her head, but I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work. Whoa! Yo, what is this panel, bro? Page 7? Whoa! What is even happening? Is this even, like, is this metaphorical, or is... Let me keep reading. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. I love that panel, though. Of Denji just in his regular human form. As we have, Falling's head massive in the background. Like, there's gotta be some symbolism to that, but I'm not sure what. You haven't changed at all since last time. Ooh. Well, that's, I'd say he did change, but for the worse. Yo, the way that her mouth is drawn is interesting. Very sketchy. Your chainsaws cannot frighten me. Whoa. Well, that looks like one of the fake Soul twins coming out of her mouth. Oh. Okay. Is this her trauma power? Ye ought to know the sorrow and pain of losing a loved one. Of all people to say that to. Denji more than knows about it. He just doesn't let himself feel it. But you did it anyway. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, he's saying, Falling is saying, that because Denji has lost so many people dear to him, he should know what it is, you know, to lose someone forever, basically. And just how that makes you feel, and yet he still didn't care to do anything for this guy. I see. You took someone away from us. Holy shit. Yo, the imagery in this? Yo, the visuals on this chapter, ever since Falling started using her powers on Denji, has been immaculate. Whoa, okay. Yo, we're going back to seeing child Denji, or at least, you know, how Denji perceives him inside his mind. And yeah, I don't think I've said this out loud, but I think it's quite telling that the clothes that Denji has been using ever since he got ever since he got taken away from the public safety facility are the exact same ones that we've seen child Denji wear in actual flashbacks. Like, if that doesn't tell you how vulnerable and lost he feels, then I don't know what to tell you. Oh, apology. I'm sorry. But he doesn't get to finish. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. He started to float now. Denji, be a good boy in the sky. You are Lady Death's Devil's precious pawn. Yep. I knew it. And of course, Yoru is kind of freaking out because Denji was her only tool to get her out of this situation. So she's looking up as she's sweating, still on the ground. We get a bigger panel. Oh, wait. It's Asa! It's Asa! She's back! She's back! Okay, we get a panel focusing on one of her hands. She's making the gesture to try and use a bang. Oh, what? Wait, don't shoot, Asa. Don't listen to her. Like, I get this is about, like, Yoru, you know, in survival mode. But I am still, like, not willing to listen to something Yoru says when it pertains to, like, Asa's own autonomy. Our hand is buried in rubble. If you shoot, we'll be blown away too. Whoa, yo, look at this sequence of panels. Asa looking, I don't want to say dejected, but like, just, you know, it seems like the fight inside her is just completely leaving her as she's closing her eyes. Oh, my girl. I feel so sad for Asa. Oh, you stupid! Bang! Oh, go ahead, Asa. Do not listen to her. Okay. I thought she was gonna give up. But no, I think those 3 panels of Asa, like, taking a moment and closing her eyes, I think this was her, like, considering her options and, like, bracing herself for what may come next. But I think she's just like, you know, okay, so what if that happens? Surely it cannot be worse than what I've already been through anyway. Screw it. Let's go for it. Yoru's not gonna control me right now. Love that for her. Love that for her. Okay, yeah. That's a cool panel, actually, of Fallen not looking at, like, the bang explosion that Asa caused. A smaller panel of Fallen looking at her as she managed to get out of the rubble. Huh? On your face, Yoru, huh? Yeah, screw you. Asa trusted on her instincts and acted upon them, not caring at all about her abuser, just putting her down. And it worked. Oh, please, please, let this be the start of Asa regaining her agency and fighting back against Yoru. Okay, so she's coughing. Denji's still apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Denji! Oh my god. Asa! I love her. Yo, I don't know why, but I love, love, love the panel of just her feet is starting when she starts to run. That just feels so like important to me, but I can't explain why. I think it's like because I feel it might like represent or symbolize Asa taking her first step on regaining herself. You know, all that encompasses. But yeah, she's starting to climb through the rubble to get to Denji, which, like, oh my god. The fact that she's still trying to do this for him, even after all the shit, all the shitty shit that's happened between them. Man, I admire her. Okay, she's at the top of the piece of building that's closest to him. She jumps and grabs his foot. No. Okay, this is... I mean, you know, despite everything, there's still that part of Asa that just wants to do something because it feels right in her heart. Like, I cannot fathom Asa is still liking Denji romantically. But this is her, you know, is still trying to repay the favor that he did for her back then. Just like when he saved her from falling in Falling's introductory arc. Asa is trying to do the same here. That means we could get a real powerful speech from Asa here. As well as Denji actually opening up and sharing some of the emotional burden that he hasn't let himself feel ever since, you know, Aki and Power died. But yeah, this is obviously a parallel from when Asa was giving up on life during Falling arc, and now she's the one who seems like she's gonna try to do that for Denji. Oh man. Honestly, I think I'd have to check to see like when the Death Devil reveal happened. But this is easily one of my favorite chapters of the year. Just everything to do with Denji, like that sequence with Denji and falling, and just Denji just I feel like all at once it hit him, you know? All the guilt and just feeling completely inadequate, both like as a person and as Chainsaw Man. Completely hit him, you know? That the fact that, you know, he wasn't able to save his family and he caused someone else's family to be lost as well. Like literally since he started floating, like I feel like he just started saying I'm sorry and just stayed repeating it. Oh man, like it depends on execution, but depending on how Fujimoto does it, I feel like a Asa and Denji conversation, either next chapter or the one after that, could be like monumental and like really emotionally resonant. But like, I'm gonna try to keep my expectations lower. But just what Asa did this chapter, that just made me feel so much joy. So let me not get carried away too much. But to me, like just because Asa was able to do this once, you know, that doesn't mean that her character arc, the trajectory of it, is gonna be like an easy, you know, climb to the top. I know, but like this still has given me hope. Asa just getting back some courage and some faith in herself, you know? Because I feel like if it was like during the aging arc, she would have definitely listened to Yoru and stayed completely, well, not completely, but mostly just listening to what Yoru has to say and be like, yeah, I guess she's right. I don't know anything about this. I should just, you know, let her do what she wants. It's not like I can do anything. But here, like, just also the fact, I love that actually, yeah. That Asa, to free herself from the rubble, used Yoru's bang, which to me, you know, it has symbolized Yoru slowly taking away more and more of Asa's body and identity. But now this feels a little bit like Asa taking that back and being like, yeah, you know, you think those are only yours? No. These are my arms as well. I can fight with them as well. Like that to me is just, it just gives me such satisfaction, you know? Like I said, it's for the moment. It could end up being like a character defining moment, but right now it's just us. I don't want to call it small, but like I said, for now, even though it happened, Asa could regress. That said, that would not erase her bravery in this situation. But yeah, that's kind of crazy actually. Like I expected once Falling started using her power on him that he would be basically the star of the chapter because I've been waiting for that. You know? But no, actually, it was Asa to me, the MVP of the chapter. Yeah, there's so many small things here that make up the big the big moment that is Asa going against Yoru's wishes. That it's just so good. And there's also like I said, that panel of her feet running towards Denji just feels very significant to me. Like this is her taking a new path in life instead of staying a passive observer. She's taking the decision to do something about all this instead of, you know, waiting for Denji to be the one to do something. She's gonna be the one to change her fate and help others instead of trying to shoulder the horrible things that Yoru has done while inhabiting her body. I think there's definitely something to that. But yeah, I like I said, I really like the visuals. When Falling is using her powers on Denji. Like I'm, in terms of like storytelling and character writing, I prefer the Asa stuff. But that might be, like I said, because I don't fully understand what Fujimoto's trying to say in some of this. Like Denji maybe like trying to run away from his problems as he always does. But like Falling, even with her eyes closed, is not letting him forget it. Is not letting him run. What else? What else? I feel like caught on, yeah, caught on to a lot of like the meaning of the chapter. Except for like the Denji section. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a, you know, like I said, an obvious one. Falling calling Denji upon. I wonder if that was what got Asa to take back control of her body. I mean, it is interesting that she only says that about Denji, but not about Yoru. Though I do wonder if, like, you know, Asa kind of like connects dots, you know, inside her head, like, oh, if Denji is a pawn. And she said the same thing to both of them about, like, yeah, I have no desire to fight you two. So Yoru and Asa included, because same body, are also pawns. That might have been also what caused Asa to spur into action and being like, I'm so done being someone's pawn. I'm just gonna do something regardless of what anyone wants, you know? I'm just gonna do what I want for a change of pace. Not for, I'm not talking like Asa is doing it for a change of pace, but you know what I mean. She's just so tired of people just dragging her around, whether it's Death, Yoru, the people at the church back then, even Denji kinda, because of going along with what Yoru says. So she's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not listening to any of you. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm not gonna be your pawn. I'm gonna try to get out of the board and get Denji out of it if I can. So those are all my thoughts on the chapter for now. It was really, really good. I really, really liked it. Let's hope it continues like this. If you enjoyed my reaction, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.